think I'm probably going to mimic a lot of the other people who are asked this question, but obviously we know what the pandemic created in terms of a shift to remote work. So um, I think it's safe to say that remote work isn't going anywhere. However, it will probably evolve a little bit in terms of how it looks for a lot of different companies and what seems to be favorable. But I think one of the things when you kind of look at the studies and see the surveys of where people are at with that, I think employers have realized that moving to remote work hasn't lost any productivity whatsoever, and in fact, it's actually increased productivity, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. And so I think there's so many different positions where, for a long time they convinced themselves that remote work wasn't going to be viable, and now turns out that it can be, and that people are doing pretty well with it. Having said that, I do see probably more of a shift as the year continues on to more of a hybrid kind of a model. And I think that just comes down to millennials and Gen Z. So from everything that I've heard and listened to, and working with students particularly, surprisingly, it's the younger generations that are not in love with remote work. And you would think that being tech savvy, they would love it and then embrace it. But they connect their social life to work. Their colleagues are the people that they spend the weekends with. And so not having that anymore has really created this wedge in their social life, and that's difficult. And so we're all a little bit disjointed right now. So I definitely think that's one thing that we could probably count on. As I mentioned before, competition is going to be the thing that's going to continue, right? We're going to have a serious uptick in competition, and I think it's really going to come down to the fact that we have three pockets of people all competing for the same jobs. The fact is, we have people who have been laid off, who've been displaced, right, because of the pandemic. That's one pocket. Then you have people who are looking to move and shift, like the people who are just looking to promote or to make a lateral move, or just change out of their job. So you have those pockets, and then you have this new pocket over here of all these people from across the country and across the world who now can apply for the same job because everything is remote and the playing field is level. So so now you get a lot of people congregating in the same space. And so it's going to be a little tough. It's going to be a little challenging to separate and differentiate yourself when you have that level of competition, all kind of vying for different things. um so I'm sorry, I was I had wrote a couple of notes here.
Oh, you're okay.
Oh, so the last trend that I think is noteworthy, and this maybe goes under the advice category as well, is about how you differentiate. And I think it's really critical, and it's really really important that job seekers um, really embrace what is going to be their specific area of expertise and harness that and use that to their advantage, and not feel that being a specialist is in any way limiting, because that can be the greatest asset that you have. It's going to be the jack of all trades that's really going to suffer, because if you are just adequate in everything, you're not meeting a specific need that a company has. And so it's really, and that's not going to serve you well when you're trying to separate from enhanced competition.